How's it going, guys? Got a little bonus upload for you. I have a Sun team for you on Sunday. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'm serious. But as you can see, we both have Sun teams, which is kind of odd. Don't really run into, Sun too often. When I do, it actually happens to be against Sun, so that's kind of funny. Both have Exeggutor, so we're both kind of thinking along the same vein. I thought I was bringing a Volcarona on this one. Guess not. I got Victini, and then I have Gastrodon to counter, water teams. And then I have dual screen Espeon to help the general team, as well as Cherrim, because usually when I bring Sun, you guys should know that I usually bring Cherrim or Castform. They're just both silly little goofballs. I think Cherrim does a little bit better since he's not choice specs or anything like that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. That's a different story for a different time. But he's going to lead off with Fortress. Now, I don't necessarily predict the Volt Switch, but I do predict the Switch out because he doesn't really have anything he can do in here other than Gyro Ball. I set up the Reflect on the off chance that he was going to go ahead and do that. It's not like I'm going to go for the light screen predicting the Volt Switch. That's kind of weird. I do see Volt Switch on Fortress from time to time, but I wouldn't really. I guess the better thing for me to do in that scenario was to set up the Reflect, and as you can see, it pays off because I take this Terrakion's hit pretty damn well, and I retaliate with the Psychic, which almost takes it out, and that really sucks because I don't have hazards on this team, and I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I can bounce back the Fortress's hazards as long as I can get back one layer of anything, then I'm good to go. But I believe we both make a double switch here. I go out into Ninetales, which actually helps out his double switch, which is Exeggutor. And I'm like, shit, this is not good. So I'm going to go right back out into Espeon, predicting him to go for the Sleep Powder or whatever. I don't know what kind of Exeggutor this is, truthfully. I'm thinking it's Chlorophyll, just because it's on a Sun team. That's really the only time I see it, along with my own. But I'm going to go ahead and bounce back the Sleep Powder, and then I believe set up the Light Screen first, and then if my Reflect has worn off yet, I don't remember if it has. I don't think it has, so I'm pretty sure I just recover up here and then go for Psychic on the next turn. Try to scout out his moveset a little bit, since now that the Light Screen's up, I can afford to take a hit or two and see what he's got going on. He's probably just got Psychic, Solar Beam, and then HP Fire is what I'm thinking. That's what I run on mine. It's a pretty good set to run in the Sun. It's not terribly fast. It only reaches like shy of like 390. I think 380, 390, that kind of ballpark. But it does for sure outspeed my Espeon in the Sun. So he's going to go for the Solar Beam, which after the Light Screen and Life Orb, doesn't really do as much as I thought it would. I don't know if he's running Timid or Modest. I run Modest just because that extra power is nice, but I run Lefties on mine just for a little bit of, I guess, recovery. So he's going to go for another Solar Beam. As you can see, I did go for a Psychic on the first turn because this is a mono-attacking Espeon, just because you want an attack on a set like this, so why the fuck not? But his own Life Orb recoil is going to put him in the range where a Psychic is going to be an easy KO. It probably would have been an easy KO even before the Life Orb recoil, but that just leaves me, sitting even prettier. Terrakion's going to come in now. I don't really know what it's going to go for. Truthfully, he could go for just about anything to take out this Espeon. But the obvious thing is probably going to be the X-Scissor. I figured either way I can go into Gastrodon just because it has full HP. And it should be like a 2-hit 3-hit KO on whatever he goes for. If he's Scarfed, which is what I thought he was, since that's the only way Terrakion can outspeed, Espeon, because it's not banded. Gastrodon can definitely go for the Ice Beam and take him out. I have Earthquake and Ice Beam on this guy. No water moves just because Sun Team. I don't normally run water moves on Gastrodon anyway. I believe on the other Gastrodon I have, it has Scald, but this one just has Earthquake and Ice Beam, so, Earthquake for them special defensive Heatrans, and then Ice Beam just for dragons and shit. So that's what we got going on with this guy. As you can see, Volcarona comes in. I don't want it, getting too aggressive with the setup or anything like that. So I tried to go for a Toxic, but I think I missed as he went for the Bug Buzz. Didn't really do that much at all. Now, that Volcarona was a big ass threat, and I'm really glad that he switched it out when it did. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done about it. But I'm going to go ahead and switch right now, actually predicting the Stealth Rocks or the Hazards just to happen now. I don't know why he would set them up while, I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird that he would, or maybe he forgot. I guess he forgot about Espeon. But now that the Stealth Rocks are up, he's going to have to take an extra turn to rapid spin them out of the way unless he wants his Volcarona to take some damage, which is going to give me some turns to get my screen set up once again since they're gone. Morning Sun does bring me, almost all the way back up. I think it's like 66%. In the Sun, or like I think it's like 75 actually. Morning Sun. Either way, I'm still looking pretty good. I'm going to set up a screen of choice after he goes for the Rapid Spin. Decide on Light Screen just because, you know, he still has Volcarona around. I want to be able to take hits from that thing. And he brings in Dragonite. Now, I don't know what kind of Dragonite this is at the moment, but since he Rapid Spun, he's going to be able to preserve his Multi-Scale. And he just ends up going for the Fire Blast. So he's got Fire Blast on this thing. I'm thinking it might be specifically catered for Sun. But it's not really, as you'll see in a little bit. It's actually a para-shuffling set. As I go into my my Gastrodon, he's going to end up going for the Dragon Tail, phasing me out. And he goes into my Victini. Now, this is Zed's Victini. This is a new Victini. I haven't used it yet. But it works good in the sun because it's got dual fire stab. You know, you got the overheat. I'm just going for something to break the goddamn multi-scale. And as you can see, with the resistance and the sun and the multi-scale, he just takes that way too well. And he's going to end up hitting me with the Thunder Wave. But I feel pretty good about the fact that I can go for the V-Create next turn and end up taking him out. Plus, if he's got Dragon Tail, he's going to have negative priority on that, meaning that my V-Create will go first and I'll get a little bit of damage off if I don't get paralyzed, which I do. So he's just going to go ahead and phase me out. Thank God he doesn't have any hazards up at this point. That's kind of cool. But he shuffles me out into my Ninetales right now. I believe these next two hits on this Dragonite are critical hits, but he doesn't have his multi-scale up. This is Sun boosted. This is Specs. It would still do a pretty decent amount anyway. I guess probably about a quarter. Now, it's the next hit that I'm wondering, combined, whether or not these two crits did matter, and I want to say that they did. One or the other, not really crucial to the outcome of the game, but both of these, you know, definitely would have had a factor in it. I'm not really too worried about Dragonite anyway, just because I do have a Gastrodon with the Ice Beam. So if he did end up going into that, I could Ice Beam and kill that thing off. I probably should have gone for Earthquake on Terrakion to not reveal that I had it. But going back to what just happened, did you see that? Cherim got a fucking kill with HP Rock. That was really hot. So, I don't know if that critical hit did end up mattering. I'm pretty sure that it did. If Flower Gift boosted Spec Attack, I'm sure it wouldn't have, but it boosts Attack and Special Defense. Game Freak, why did you do that? That is weird. But I go for Weather Ball, just because it's really awesome to hit those Bug Steels and the Ferrothorns, the stray, slow things that don't really expect things like that. But Weather Ball changes to a Fire type in the sun, and it is boosted in the sun. So that would be one dead Fortress if I did have hazards up. And I do have the HP Rock, but there isn't any way I'm going to outspeed a Volcarona, and you know, he's got the Fiery Dance, it's in the sun. I'm pretty sure my Light Screen is not up as well, so it really doesn't make any sense for me to stay in, especially since both of his stabs would threaten to take me out. So as tempting as a ×4 super effective KO would have been, predicting Quiver Dance, he's just going to want to try to kill that thing off. And yeah, so I go to my Ninetales and end up taking a crit Fiery Dance, but I'm still able to take him out because I outspeed because I'm running a timid one, I believe. So he goes into his own Ninetales. I think it's a little bit more of a bulky variant just because he goes for the Protect and things like that. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. I think this is like Protect and Toxic and Flamethrower, and then I know there's a fat set of Ninetales floating around somewhere. I don't have one, I don't know what it is, but as you can see, Specs Flamethrower, my Specs Flamethrower does more to him than his Flamethrower does to me, so he's got substantially less attack investment, and I live with one, so I could use this thing as switch fodder for later. He ends up going for the Protect right now, probably just to get some more recovery. I do have the V-Create on this guy, so I am going to go ahead and go for it after he hits me with the Flamethrower. Based on how much it did to Ninetales, it's not going to do a whole hell of a lot to Victini, even though it's in the sun. My V-Create, however, is going to obliterate this thing. This is 180 base power, you know, fire boosted, you know, not fire boosted, what? Sun boosted, because it's fire move, and then stab, all that shit. It just wrecks a lot. So Ninetales is gone, and I believe all we have left at this point is... what do we have left? I don't remember. We got Fortress. Now, I don't want to get the kill with the Victini, because everyone knows V-Create in the sun just does a lot of damage. So I decided to go into Cherim for style points. Since this is his last one, you know, I think all he has going for him is the Volt Switch. Flower Gift comes into play here and makes it so this doesn't even do 1/16 of HP, along with the resistance, even though that's unstab and probably doesn't have any investment in it whatsoever. You know, Cherim is getting away with stuff. So there's a Weather Ball to break the sturdy. Or, you know, at least get him down to his sturdy, and then I can just take him out next turn. And that is Sunday's game with Sun teams. So he's going to go for the Rapid Spin just because, why the fuck not? Just to see if that does more damage. It actually does. 4 HP more, as a matter of fact. So If anyone wants to run calcs on that, go for it. I don't know. I'm just fucking around. Anyways, weather ball for the KO, and that'll do it for today's game. A little bit of an unexpected upload. I was like, why the fuck not? Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you're welcome to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And thinking, I got a lot of videos to record sometime this week since we're probably going to be getting into a fresh rotation. I still have some older games too. So I guess, do you want to see a newer game or an older game? You can kind of answer that passively along with whatever comment you'd like to leave. And that'll do it out of me. I will see you guys tomorrow.